viewers. This is Tapestry with Miriam on Fusing Who Am I? Today we want to talk about the importance of connecting with one another during this pandemic, the COVID-19. I know we've been social distancing, washing our hands, and we've been sanitizing and all that. The other important thing that we've been doing during this pandemic, and I know some of you, my friends, have been doing that. You've been visiting people just by, drive-by visits. You've been dropping off some gifts or calling someone or emailing someone, just letting them know that they are present in your life. Even if they're far away, you can't see them or you can't really socialize. One of the things that was born from this type of love and this type of thought was the COVID Emergency Response Initiative, which is also it's a food bank at Africa Center. And it was born and initiated by Mr. Nikoni, who is the founder of Now Valley Foundation. He initiated this food bank. And I'm going to ask him a question. Mr. Nikoni, he's here with us in the studio. COVID-19 came as a surprise to a lot of people. And a lot of people didn't know what to do, where to go, how to go about things, who to ask. But how did you come up with this initiative?
Thank you very much, Miriam, from the Fuse in Who Am I? It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. The question you asked is quite an excellent question. And growing up in Africa in the village, I know when there is a tragedy, the community comes together to find solutions to the tragic event. And this is what inspired me to gather members of the community, organizations, academic community, student bodies, and then invite the Africa Center to be the hub for the Africa diaspora COVID-19 relief. This is what brought me to this journey. I realized that food by its very nature is an act of community, and it's conducive to conversations as to the other aspects of the food program itself. 1, emotional support. 2, mental support. 3, spiritual support. And the act of family, which are necessary in the pandemic era. This is how this organization was initiated, and this is what have brought us this far.
We are still on COVID-19, and we are here in the food bank once again. This is the food bank. You can see everything here, and we have some volunteers that are here, young people that are working very hard for the community. I just want to say thank you so much for doing this, guys. It's been wonderful having you here, and I know people in the community really appreciate that. And I'm just going to ask one of the volunteers. Her name is Emanuela, and I just want the young people to tell us what does this mean? Like just having the elders coming together, putting up this initiative, and as young people, what do you think about this? What are your thoughts on this? And also, just as a young person, what impact or what wisdom can you impart to other people in the community, especially young people of your age?
Thank you, Miriam. I believe the decision of our elders to create this African food bank has been a wonderful experience. It's been a way to bring our communities together, to help them in their time of need, to give them an experience and an outlet to meet their emotional and financial needs. Giving people food in the African community kind of brings us together as one and helps us help each other as a diaspora as a whole. So I really like this idea. As a young individual, I volunteer at this place to help the community in my own way, and gives me a sense of responsibility to myself and to my fellow Africans as well. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
So with this as a young person to volunteer in the African Center. It's fulfilling, even though we have these restrictions going on right now with mask. Everything seems hard and everything, but for the fact that we can able to contribute in the community by offering food hampers, it has shown that it's possible in these hard times to actually be part of the community and help.
Thank you, Miriam. I would like to say I'm very inspired by this program, and this program started just at the beginning of COVID. So it shows me that what a little organization and a good idea can do when people just put some work into it. It creates something tangible that it's really inspiring to see. As a member of a different community, for me, it's natural to engage with this community because in my personal life, I know a lot of people from the African community. So I do agree with you that engaging in communities that are not our own is a really impactful thing, and I think it improves the city as a whole, because if there's interconnections, it creates strength and friendliness and love that you spoke of. So I'm very passionate about that, and I would suggest anyone to reach out to different communities, because in the end of the day, you're going to learn something new and you're going to become a broader person because of that.
Hi viewers, we are still on COVID-19, and we are here at Africa Center discussing how COVID-19 has impacted our community, and also how the food bank, which is the COVID-19 emergency response initiative that was created by the community leaders. We are here at Africa Center with Mr. Sharif Aji, who is the Executive Director of Africa Center. And I'm going to ask him a few questions about the COVID-19 and the impact. So Africa Center is the hub of the Black community in Edmonton and beyond. How has this initiative impacted the community, Mr. Sharif Aji? And also, what is the role of Africa Center and now and maybe in future as well in regards to this initiative?
Thanks, Miriam, for the question. COVID-19, when it started early in 2020, we thought this is an equalizer. We thought this is something that will impact everyone in the same way. But we realized that down as we continued struggling in the first wave here in Canada, we have seen that some communities are disproportionately impacted than others. So groups of African descent in the province came together, discussed, and realized that there is something that we can do. What we learned is that COVID impact increases for three factors. One is differential exposure. Some people can be exposed more than others because of the type of job they do, their livelihoods, and because of their level of income. So that increases the risks of exposure. The second thing is that the risk of susceptibility, like who is weaker. The weaker ones gets the virus more easily than others, so it becomes risk groups. Based on those factors, Black people have been impacted more than others, and this has been proven by studies from all over the world wherever COVID-19 has had an impact on, particularly in the US and UK and some part of Europe. They showed that COVID-19 was disproportionately impacting Black people more. So for us, when I'm saying as a collective group of community organizations, leaders, intellectuals, students came together and said that what can we do? So we thought that we could minimize at least the risk of exposure. So by doing that, we were to provide support to families so that they can stay home when they have to, so that they don't have to have a lot of people going to work from the same household. In that way, then we have provided food that is available to them. The other factor that we realized that this was causing a bit of psychological pressure on communities. So on the basis of that, we also tried to provide some, services to those communities. Under the communities and organizations of African descent, we collectively provided food. But in addition to that, Africa Center started providing counseling clinic, which is We have engaged with Black therapists where they can provide counseling. And as you may know, that this is the time where quite a number of things increase. The issue of family violences go up, the stress level because of people lost their jobs goes up, and all those things intersect and they bring tensions within the family. Imagine the kids are staying at home as well and getting exposed to those. So based on that, we thought that we should be providing a clinic that provides psychosocial and counseling support, which is delivered here. So for those two are the things that we thought, and this is having an impact in terms of minimizing those risks. As we continued in the second wave, the province realized that yes, there is a need for particular ethnic groups, including Black people. We started this in March, but the province realized this in September and October, which is just recently down the line. So it was a proactive way, and it has had an impact. It is recognized and acknowledged by all different levels of governments, and felt like that some particular communities are impacted more, so that they need some additional support than others. So that's how I feel like that the response is making an impact, both on the food level as well as on the mental health and psychosocial and counseling support needed.
Your thread, your tapestry, once again.